Hi everybody, welcome back to Yoga with Carlin. I'm Carlin and today's class is a yoga inspired workout. So we're going to be working on strengthening and defining the core with yoga inspired moves. So instead of one pose to the next like we usually do in my classes, which are more of a vinyasa style, this is more of a short condensed workout. More of an exercise class with just yoga inspired moves. So at the end, let me know what you think of it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Always leave a comment below with feedback. And we're going to get started standing at the back of the mat whenever you're ready. I'll see you there. We are going to focus on planks for the first portion of this class. So I just want to stretch the wrists out a little bit before we get started. Just go ahead and reach the right hand out in front of you. Really flex those fingers towards the face. Maybe you use that left hand to press the fingers back. Of the hand and the wrist crease stretching. And then take it in the opposite direction. Point the fingertips down and towards the body. Press into the back of the hand with the left hand. And this time you'll feel this more in the top of the wrist. And then take it to the other side. Flex the left hand out in front of you. Fingertips reach back towards the face. Gently press the fingers with the right hand. And then take it in the opposite direction. Point the fingertips down. Gently press into the back of the left hand with the right hand. And then do whatever feels good here. Maybe you flick the fingers out, stretch the wrists even more. You might shake out the wrists a little bit. Maybe you interlace the hands together, press them out in front of you. And we're going to start with 3 really nice and slow walking planks just to get the body warmed out and to stretch out the back body as well. So for a walking plank, we'll take the first one nice and slow together. We'll take the second 2 at our own pace. So just like you would if we were starting our sun salutations, take the feet hips width distance apart. Reach the palms long at your sides. And take a big inhale, reach the fingertips up and over. And on your exhale, hinge at the hips. Maybe you bend the knees and fold forward until the palms come all the way down to the ground. And just walk yourself out to a high plank. Really focusing on keeping the hips stable, making sure they don't move side to side like this as you're walking forward. And then just stay in your high plank for a second. And then we'll gently bend the knees and walk ourselves back to our forward fold, reaching the fingertips up to the sky. For our second of 3 rounds, walk yourself out to that high plank. Sometimes the slower the better. Really feel the burn in the core. And then take it back. Last one here, inhale to reach up. Exhale, hinge and fold. And then this time when you get to your high plank, we will hold. Stacking wrists underneath shoulders, pressing the ground away from you, pulling the belly button in and up for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, lift the hips, find a downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths in your down dog. Feel the back body stretch. And then we're going to move into alternating between a downward facing dog and a high plank. Again, really slow articulation. Gently starting to warm up the core. It is warm up, but it should already feel pretty warm as we get into some more advanced core postures. And I'll offer modifications all throughout class. So just know that you don't always have to do what I'm doing. Let's start to move into those down dog, high plank alternates. Take the gaze forward, slowly articulate the spine, rolling forward, shoulders over wrists. Hold for a second. And then lift the hips, slowly make your way to downward facing dog. Gaze forward, legs straight and strong. Come into your high plank slower than you want to. And then back to your downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Move at your own pace, but challenge yourself to move slow. And then for this last one, once you come into your high plank, just hold there. And then bend the right knee, step it underneath the right hip. Bend the left knee, step it underneath the left hip. Squeeze the wrist creases and the knees together. You're in your tabletop plank. Low belly should be burning. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, sit back on the heels. Interlace the hands together, open the shoulders, open the chest. Take a moment to get some fresh air. And that is it for our warm-up. We're going to get to moving into some of our more advanced postures here. These postures are going to create a little bit more burn in the core, and we're going to sweat a little bit, but it's going to be good and it's going to be quick. So when you're ready, we're going to come back into our high plank, and we're going to do some Spider-Man crawls. So we'll lift the right leg, right knee to right elbow, send it back, right knee to left elbow, right foot plants. Other side, left leg lifts, left knee to left elbow, send it back, left knee to right elbow, send it back, and then we'll take it to the other side. In between sides, if you want, you can drop the take a quick child's pose, give yourself a rest, and then come right back into it. Right leg lifts, right knee, left elbow, left side. Keep moving. If you mess up, no big deal. Ooh, see, I just messed up. No worries. We're going to do this one more time each side. On the right, and then on the left. And then we'll all drop the knees and find a child's pose. Take 3 deep breaths, resetting. And then when you're ready, come back into a tabletop position. And then we're going to take this to a forearm plank. So coming into your forearm plank, forearms are parallel to one another, creating the shape of an 11. You'll step the left foot back and then the right. Make sure your hips aren't super lifted. Activate the core here. Pull the belly button in and up. We'll just hold. And then we'll add in some knee dips. So right knee bends, left knee bends. Right knee bends, left knee bends. You'll feel your low abs fire up there, bending one knee at a time. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both knees drop. Give yourself a break. Sit back on your heels. Come upright, get some fresh oxygen. We're going to do that one more time. This time we're going to add on some hip dips. So, coming into your forearm plank, we'll go right knee bends, left knee bends, hip dip to the right, hip dip to the left. Right knee bends, left knee bends, hip dip to the right, hip dip to the left. Maybe alternate which knee bends first. Keep going nice and strong. You can always drop the knees here. Wherever you are down to your final 4. Last 3. Last 2. And last 1. And then go ahead, drop the knees. Bring yourself back onto your seat. And we're going to take it to 2 series of boat poses. Gotta catch my breath there. So we are finished with planks. That's the good. 2 more series of boat variations, and then we will stretch it out and we'll be all done. So, setting up for boat pose. Bring the knees into the chest. Lift yourself up nice and tall. Take a breath here. And then when you're ready, take the hands behind the thighs. This is level 1, stay here. Level 2 would be bringing the legs to tabletop position. Level 3 would be taking the arms out in front of you. Whichever level you're at, we're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, bring it down to low boat. Heels and shoulders stay off of the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1, back to high boat. And then drop the feet, round yourself forward, take a breath. We're gonna do that 2 more times slow, holding a little bit longer each time. So coming right back into your boat pose. Take the legs up to tabletop, stay wherever you need to be. This time holding for 7, 6, 5, chest nice and proud, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower down, low boat, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, high boat. Drop the feet, round forward, take a breath. And coming into our last round of holds for this exercise, and then we'll move a little bit faster. Come to your version of high boat. We're holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Low boat for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it back up. Drop the feet, round forward. Take a breath here. And we're moving into our final sequence. So again, this is going to be a boat sequence. So I'll demonstrate and then we will move through it together. This one's going to be less holds. It's going to be a little bit faster than the previous posture. So coming into your high boat pose, you'll bend the right knee, tap the right foot to the ground, lift it back up. Left foot taps, lift it back up. Straighten the legs, open the legs, close the legs, knees bend. So let me show you the modified version of that. Would be to come into your boat pose just down on your forearms. Still really hard for the core, but it's going to keep this out of your hip flexors. So again, left foot drops, right foot drops, legs straighten, open, close, tabletop. Try and alternate the foot that you're tapping down to the ground. So tap the right foot first, and then the next round, you'll tap the left foot first. We've got about 30 seconds on the clock for these. If you're starting in your boat pose and you want to go down to your forearms, if the hip flexors start to fire, no worries, feel free to do that, but give it your all. This is your last 30 seconds before we stretch it out. So come into your boat pose, and we'll begin right foot taps, left foot taps, legs straighten, open, close, bend, left, right, straighten, open, close, bend. If you mess up, just go with it. Keep moving. Forgot to open and close that time, but it's fine. And again, if you feel your hip flexors start to fire, come down to the forearms. We're about halfway through. Keep forgetting to open and close. I do hate that part. Take your last round here. And come on to your back. We'll start by stretching it out with a bridge pose. When you're ready, press the hands and the feet down into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips up to the sky. Maybe you interlace the hands underneath you, squeeze the shoulders together, lift a little bit higher. One more big breath here. And gently lower down. And let's come up to a tabletop position, moving through some cat-cows. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. With all the core work that we just did, your cow pose is going to feel really good. So drop the belly, lift the gaze. Maybe you stay here for an extra breath or two. And then when you're ready, tuck the chin through the spine. Moving through your cat-cow at your own pace. And if you find a spot where this feels really good, again, feel free to stay. And last round here. And then when you're ready, just make your way onto your seat. I will face you guys and we'll stretch out the obliques here in the side body. So coming to a wide-legged side body bend, legs come out to a wide V. We'll start on the left, so bring the left forearm to the inside of the left thigh or on top of the left thigh. Reach the right fingertips up and then over the head, finding length in the side body and the obliques. Don't worry about crunching down and reaching for those left toes. Imagine that you could reach beyond the right toes, maybe to the wall behind you. Last breath. Let's take it to the other side. Bring that right forearm to the inside of the right thigh or on top of the right thigh. Lift the left fingertips up and over. Breathing here. Again, imagine you could reach beyond those right toes. Last breath. And as you're ready, just slowly come back upright. Come to a seated position. Just closing the eyes, maybe taking a few deep breaths. Letting all of that work settle into the body. And finding gratitude for yourself for pushing through. I definitely recommend taking this class multiple times and watching your core strength develop. You'll notice in your yoga practice, some of these poses might become easier. And if you ever want to make this class more challenging, you can repeat all of those postures 2 to 3 times. So think of that video as one set. You can repeat that set once or twice. Bring your hands to heart center. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. If you want to stretch out a little bit more, you can go over to my YouTube channel, find another class. I recommend the 25-minute upper body stretch. We did do a lot of shoulders in that class. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at calmwithcarlin, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.